Good day. Not sure if you can see, but there's a heron. Really shaky, sorry about that. It's on Warren Farm. I think it thinks it's hidden. Well, there's also some birds just flying in. But yeah, look at it. I'm not sure if you can see it. I saw it fly in. I thought that's unusual. It's landed. The birds have just taken off in the far distance and landing again. I thought, oh, has it actually landed on the grass? And it has. Interesting. Anyway, there we are. Bit of wildlife at Warren Farm. Let me try and zoom in again. Seems quite happy. Anyway, sorry about the bad footage, but I just thought it was so cute. Not going to the plot today. See you down there tomorrow, I think. Bye. Good day. Just thought we'd have a quick look at how the potatoes are chitting. As you can see, there's shoots coming up quite nicely in each of them. That one looks a bit dark there. Maybe I'm going to just twist that one around. If I come over here, well, let's take it off. Those are all looking grand as well. Let's pop that on there. Let's just pop that one on there for the moment and come over here. Yeah, all these are looking good as well. Even this little one in the corner down here. So those are chitting away quite happily. I've got the lids on these just to keep any chill off them. It does get quite cold in the shed, but it doesn't get frosty. But this is just a little bit of extra protection. And obviously, as the tops are clear, there's plenty of sun getting onto them, or plenty of light getting onto them at least. I've just come down today to see how things are. We've got Storm Dudley arriving today. Further up north, there'll be more damage than down south. The winds are quieter down here than up north. But I can see that all of these nets have come off. In fact, just looking at them, they need a good tidy up. But everything is beginning to go to bolt now, go to flower. I mean, you can actually see in here where there'll be flowers. You see that in there? So even the dazzling blue kale is doing the same. But you know what? I reckon I can take these off and have them like purple sprouting broccoli because they're so big. Look at that. That's sort of like 4 inches long. Interesting. The Portuguese cabbage is just doing what Portuguese cabbage does. It's just carrying on growing. I do need to do some tidying up of the brassicas though, because you can see there are some dead leaves there. Yeah, I need to get on and do that. But you know what? I'm pleased about these little shoots coming on these dazzling blue kale. That's fabulous. Have some of those later in the week for sure. Let's just have a look at how the broad beans are doing in the poly. These are doing absolutely fine. I think they're about 8 inches tall now. A bit of frostbite on the end there, But look, this one here has started to germinate. Well, hasn't started to, it has germinated. I do think, though, that they could all do with a bit of water. Good. I still think that was the bottle. I still think we'll be putting these out maybe the end of February. It's Wednesday morning, just touching 11 o'clock. And as I said a moment ago, we've got Storm Dudley hitting the UK and Ireland at the moment. Further north than London, but we've certainly got some winds here. And then we've got Storm Eunice arriving at the back end of the week. So it's going to be a blustery and wet few days. It's quite dry at the moment. We're forecast more rain this afternoon. We had quite a bit of rain yesterday. In fact, it was so wet yesterday morning, particularly, that I just hunkered down at my desk. I got on with my new piece for a Guernsey gardener in London for the Guernsey Press, which I was really pleased to get done. And I sent it off and I got a great article again. Thanks very much. Hopefully it will be in this Saturday. So that's all about winter storms, seaweed and soil. So as soon as I've got the link for that, I'll put it up on Planet Vegetarian and also on Richard and Paul's Facebook page and the other things that we do. Maybe I'll be able to put a link in here as well, because it will be at the top of my blog. So maybe I'll be able to put in a link here. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm just really pleased to see those dazzling blue kale. I mean, they are kale that keep on giving. I've decided, I had no idea that they put on those side shoots, and that's really fantastic. I think we did a kale 1,000 head last year, which didn't do too well. When I say last year, I actually mean 2020, which didn't do that well. But that was supposed to have side shoots. So this dazzling blue kale does have side shoots. And as I'm not doing purple sprouting broccoli this year, it seems to be one of my bête noires, like radish. I have such a challenge growing it that maybe dazzling blue kale is going to be our replacement for future years of purple sprouting broccoli. But you know, as I say, the Portuguese cabbage just keeps on giving. We're not going to be doing Cavallo Nero this year. We're not going to be doing Nero di Toscana. We are only going to be doing the dazzling blue kale and the Portuguese cabbage. I'd love to do a round head cabbage at some point, but I don't have any seed for this year. So I'll think about doing that in a future year, simply because for things like coleslaw, a round head cabbage is really, really great. But I can go to the local farmers market and pick one up there on a Saturday. As you can see, there's been a colour change. The sun is coming out, it's going in, it's coming out, it's going in. It's really quite cloudy today, but the sun is breaking through in those gaps. And when it is, it's rather glorious. I really came down here to just check that everything was shut and locked up, and that the polytunnel was double locked. And, you know, because with higher winds overnight tonight and over the next couple of days, we do need to try and ensure that anything that we have on our plots is secure. So I think before I go for my walk, which today is just going to be up the canal, I think, I'm going to sort out the netting on the brassicas here, and yeah, then just enjoy a walk up the canal in the sunshine and in the grey. I don't mind when it's grey either. So I will see you again very soon, I think, depending upon rain. If it is raining, we might have a look at doing some seed sowing at home, because I do want to get those aubergines sown. Anyway, bright sun coming in again now. See you very soon. Bye. Good day. I hadn't expected to be doing any seed sowing, but I noticed that some of our Portuguese cabbage plants have been pecked, some of the ones that I wanted to plant out in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm sowing some more. We got plenty of seed. It's all spherical and brown. And I'm just going to be sowing relatively thinly. That'll do. I think there's most probably about 30 that I've sown in that lot. Might not look like it, but yeah, definitely about 30. Just going to press it down with my fingers. Covering up thinly. The worm, he can go into the carrot bed, or in fact they, because they're ambidextrous when it comes to sexing. Pressing down, making sure that the top compost I've put on is in contact with the seeds. The compost is quite wet, so I'm not going to give it a water. And now I'm just going to place it next to the broad beans. There we are. Our first sowing of the year, Portuguese cabbage. As I say, I've sown about 30, and I'm sure I'll be giving some of these away. Let's just have a quick look at why I'm sowing these now. In the middle here are the Portuguese cabbage plants I was hoping to plant out. My fault for leaving them unprotected. I was hoping that by leaving this one for the birds, they wouldn't be so keen on these. But there we are, we live and learn. Just looking, an update on these are the blackberry cuttings, thornless blackberry cuttings. These are the ones that were with rooting powder. Look, nicely developing. But yeah, fingers crossed on those seeds we've just sown. I mean, these will most probably come back. They need a bit of TLC from me, and then I reckon in about 3 or 4 weeks they can be planted out. But at the moment they're a bit of a sorry pecked state. We live and learn. See you again soon. Bye. Good day. Storm Eunice blew through. Not too much damage on my plot. Obviously these covers here have come off, and those covers over there. But one thing that we've just taken down because it had broken is this frame, which was obviously vertical, so we just laid it down there for the moment. Quite a few things have blown about. But you know what, not too bad. And the polytunnel is all fine. I mean, it was secured really well. I'll put a link in for the securing a polytunnel video I did a couple of weeks ago. Well, a couple of years ago. But this is now its 5th growing season. Things blew about. You can see here things have arrived on my plot from others that aren't mine, so I'll need to rehouse those. Some strawberries fallen off there in the middle, but nothing really major. I did lose the green cover on this frame, but that's now in this shed here because I found it. Amazing how it must have come off there. I mean, you can see down here it was tied on, and the other day it was pretty secure when I checked it. So yeah, the wind just got in and took it. What I am noticing is a big gap there. I'm not sure if you remember, but we were filming this a few weeks ago and that was all solid ivy, and you can see that that bit has fallen off at the back, or fallen towards the back. So I'll need to clear that at some point. This is the fence that aligns with Richard's work and is really sturdy, but yeah, I'm going to need to sort that in the coming weeks. And in fact, just coming up the back here, I've noticed that this tree has also blown backwards. You most probably won't be able to see it because you don't know this tree like I do, but it has definitely, it's lost its footing at the bottom of our dead hedge, I think. Not because of the dead hedge. And can you see the trunk is really bending off to the left, which just shows you, oh, there's this branch here. Yeah, that needs to come down. Oh, but yeah, this has been like this for ages. If we're going to stay here, I need to sort that out. Yeah, and just basically just tidying after the storm. That's what today's going to be. And I think I might actually get a few. Oh, these are not mine. Those pots there are not mine. Those are mine. They fell down from here. It just shows you how strong the wind was. I was going to say I had one of these, but not that new. And there's mine. Don't know where that one's come from. Oh. And the lid is off our perennial compost bin. I'll have to tie that, close it up and tie it down. But you know what? Not too much damage. Yeah, let's just go down here because our neighbour has lost a big plum tree. I'll try and keep it steady. So this plum has come down. Let me just move to a different bit. Yeah, you can see that has completely come out at the ground, broken away from the root. Interestingly, we were only talking at the work party the other day about whether we could cut the tree back because it's got so old and so tall it was really shading this person's plot, and the plums were so high because this is obviously not a dwarfing rootstock. Look at that, how it's just snapped. Yeah. So there's a few sheds, so there's a polytunnel there that's been ripped to shreds. There's a couple of others that have been. As you've just seen, ours isn't. There's a polycarbonate shed down there that has completely been demolished. A couple of sheds upended, but all in all, not too bad. But a sad end for this plum. But you know what? That's nature. That's nature. Trees don't last forever, just like everything else doesn't. Right, I'm going to carry on tidying up. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Good day. It's now Sunday afternoon. Storm Dudley has been and gone. Storm Eunice has been and gone. And now we've got Storm Franklin with us, which is going to bring some high winds, but nothing as high as Eunice had. I've just popped down to check on the plot and check around the site. No changes since yesterday. Quite a few people came down and just helped right sheds and sort a few things out yesterday, which was really great. And I don't know if you can see on here, but it's starting to rain now. It says we're going to have quite heavy rain from a couple of hours time for a good few hours. So I thought I'd just pop down and do some harvesting and just tail off the end of this week's A Week at the Plot with you. I'm so glad that we had tree work done on the trees that you can see in this shot, particularly the one in the middle and the ones to the left, because there's quite a lot that has been done on those trees, and I think it will have helped. I think if we'd had work done, or if the plot holder had work done on the big plum, it may have survived. But you know, you never know. It is what happens. You know, trees have a life, you know, a lifetime. They don't go on and on and on. Obviously some go on for hundreds or even thousands of years, but not many trees do. Most have got a relatively short lifespan, not that much greater than human beings. So yeah, I'm glad we had that work done, because I think it's reduced the damage that could have been on the site yesterday morning after Storm Eunice. There's somebody who needs some help. They asked me a short while ago, was I going to be down, could I help them with something? So they came in the gate about 5 minutes ago, so I'm now going to go over to their plot and just help them with something with their shed, because they've had a window blown out and they just want help trying to put it back in. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to say goodbye, and then I will see you very soon for another A Week at the Plot. Bye.